Countdown from 100. All right. Good Friday morning, everyone. How y'all doing? Good morning going. Today is Friday, April 8th, 2022. Kind of feels like we're going into winter around here a little bit, doesn't it? Obviously, Mother Nature hasn't left winter out of the question yet, so it's still out there a little bit. So, hey, I think we're heading in the right direction, though. Steve, they're talking about 60s, 70s this weekend. We can do that. Yep. So anyway, want to welcome everybody this morning. Friday morning meeting. We have these every Friday, 52 weeks a year, usually, unless there's a holiday somewhere, bounces on one. But for the most part, every Friday we're here doing this, and you are always more than welcome to attend. This is your meeting. If you guys have questions, gals have questions, raise your hand, bring them up. We'll try to answer them. If we can't, this morning we got Clayton Brown here. He can't answer every question. Guarantee you right there. That's why we brought him in. So no questions left unturned here in this meeting. So anyway, we do broadcast at other locations. So let's go out to Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City, Utah. We got Troy out there.
Morning. How are you?
We are doing good, man. Looks like you're sporting, got a little shorts on. Must be getting warm out there.
Well, it's supposed to be like 75 today. And then next Tuesday it's supposed to get to like 35 days.
They say they're Pittston, Pennsylvania. As soon as they say Pennsylvania, just stay up or start going.
Sorry, Troy, we're having a hard time hearing you there, but hey, how you doing this week? How you doing this week out there in orientation? Got a lot of people?
We got a dozen new students. Wow, we really got some feedback. I'm sorry here. We got like a dozen new students this week coming in. So we're being consistent. You know, we're starting to grow it up a little bit again. So sorry, we got a lot of feedback here. But yeah, it's starting to grow again here in Salt Lake, and so it's you know, getting back to normal and just getting more drivers in here. That's our goal: is get some more drivers in here, get some more trainers in here.
Good deal. That's the way to go. No doubt about it. Our training program's #1. There's no doubt. So, hey, if you got any questions today, Troy, this morning, make sure you let us know. We'll get you guys on the mic.
We will. Thank you very much.
All right. Take care, buddy. Let's go out east, Pittston, Pennsylvania. We got Rick.
Good morning.
Morning, Rick. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, we're doing well. You know, a great class this week, and you know, the weather's been up and down here, but the mood of the class sure hasn't been up and down. That's for sure.
Good deal. Did you get all that rain you were mentioning earlier this week?
Yeah, we got probably close, almost 4 inches of rain in the last couple of days. So the creeks are up and the river's flowing really well.
There you go. And the grass is growing, no doubt.
It certainly is. They got to be getting ready to start on this parking lot across the street here pretty soon, and the new building they're putting over there, and 3 dog washes they're going to put over there, the dog runs. So yeah, it'll be nice when they get that finished.
Good deal. Yeah, some nice amenities there, especially for people that have fur babies. So no doubt, nice having some dog washes. Anyway, what's going on in orientation this week out there?
Again, like I said, we had a great class this week, and they're just raring to get going with their pre-trips and getting in trucks and getting their career started.
Good to hear, man. If you guys got anything, make sure you let us know.
Hey, we appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate you, too. Back here to Springfield. How you guys doing this morning? There we go. We got a little fire back there. I like that. Good deal. I like to take this moment here. If you're new to Prime this week, this is your first week of orientation. If you could stand up, be recognized. All 3 terminals, Salt Lakes, Pittston in here. Stand up, be recognized. We'd like to give you a round of applause. All right, thank you very much. Hopefully everybody got a good breakfast this morning. If you didn't, they're still serving over there. Let's give a round of applause to all of our cafeteria workers, too. They're doing a great job this morning. Appreciate you coming to Prime. I appreciate many of you I know had to leave a different lifestyle. Maybe you had a job you wanted career change in, coming into trucking. This is a great opportunity. There's no doubt. You will get the best training in the industry when you get out there and you actually get hands-on training out on the road rather than you sitting in a parking lot driving around in circles. The hands-on stuff over the road, seeing our customers, dealing with the public, dealing with the motorists, that's where you get the best training. There's no doubt about it. This morning, happy to have our safety director back up here with us 2 weeks in a row. Now you're on a roll, Steve. Got Steve Field here.
Morning, Dave.
Good morning.
Good to see everyone here. I'd like to add my welcome to our new folks and to our experienced drivers here, our veteran drivers, and just going to add just a little bit to what Dave said. He kind of started down that route about, you change careers. You've really entrusted us with your future, and we're ready for that challenge. We've been doing this a long time. You'll hear us say we're not perfect, but things are good right now. They're really good. For the most part, we've put COVID behind us. The economy's running strong, freight's strong. There's a lot of opportunity out there. The earnings of our drivers are really, really good. You say, well, how can I do more? Well, in 6 months, 9 months from now, maybe you could become a trainer or an instructor and give back to the industry. So just kind of put that in the back of your mind there, that that just opens up a lot of new opportunity for you. We're always looking for good folks to join our training program, because that's really our lifeblood. All these new folks right here, you're our future. It's just so important that we grow the company, that it gives our sales folks the opportunity to accomplish things with our customers that others can't do. So I'd just like to welcome you all. We're glad you're here. We're a transparent company. We're an open company. You're not going to see walls. As I think you go on a tour later, you're going to walk around. It's wide open. You're more than welcome to talk to anyone you want, ask any questions you want. If you need help, just grab one of us so we can help you. So again, welcome. We're glad you're here.
And we're truly blessed too. We have one owner, and that's it. Robert Lowe owns the company still, and he runs the company. Hopefully he's here later on this morning. You'll see him sitting over here, and he'll come up at the end of the meeting if he is, and he'll talk to you. But having one owner makes a big difference in this business. There's no doubt. There's no board of directors to bounce ideas off of and get everybody's approval. Robert makes the call around here, and he's got a group of managers underneath him that are very smart cookies. Every one of them are, and they do a great job. And that's what this place is about. And you can, not very many trucking companies you're going to see this size. You got an owner here every day, walking through the hallways, working out in the gym. He's up in his office. He's, doing all this work on trucking, and he does. So every day he's here, and it's great to have him. It's great to have an ownership like that. It makes a difference around here, no doubt. And this is why we have these amenities that we do. It's not because, it was Dave White's idea or Steve Field. It's Robert's idea, and this is his dream, and it's really come true. And he's had a lot of bumps and bruises throughout the years. And if you guys ever just Google him, you'll see his history. But he's been able to bounce back, and no doubt we got the best trucking owner in the industry. There's no doubt about that. So, tell you what, Steve, we got some events coming up, don't we?
We do.
Yes. April 11th, Highway Diamonds. Yes. So if you're a lady here, you're more than welcome to come to the Highway Diamonds Gala. It'll be over here at the Oasis. So that's April 11th. And then April 22nd, Truck Driving Champions. Yes, so we got that coming up too as well. I talked to Trish Brewer this morning. So far, we've got 13 drivers signed up at Friday, April 22nd, out here on our training pad. Sign up will be 1 o'clock over in the plaza. You can sign up over there, or you can get a hold of Trish Brewer. Her direct line, 417-521-3932, and we'll get Mitch to put that out, and Amy, they can help me out. Once again, 417-521-3932. She can sign up drivers as well. There's also on the app, there's a link to sign yourself up. If you want to just go to the Prime mobile app underneath the news, there's a link there. You can take care of it yourself. You don't have to worry about calling Trish. So, but we will begin 5 o'clock sharp out on the training pad, and love to have as many drivers as we can to compete. We need to put together a team for our upcoming truck driving championships in June. So for the state competition, and you may be asking, what's a truck driving competition? What it is basically is we'll set up 6 problems out here on the course, out here on the training pad, and we'll ask you to drive one of our trucks. You won't be able to drive your own. That's not fair. So we'll pull 3, 4, 5 trucks out, and it probably could be training pad trucks. We'll hook up flatbeds and reefers to them as well, so you can pick what kind of trailer you want to pull. And the competition basically goes like this. Start out on problem 1 and see how close you can get to, maybe with the front tire, maybe with the rear trailer tire. Problem 2, same thing, maybe a stop line problem, see how close you can get with your bumper. The closer you can get, the more points you can get. If you go over the line, of course, you'd be a 0. If you're too far away, you could be a 0. So really test your skill level as far as a driver. Now, all we ask is that you have a CDL. You have to have a CDL. So if you're a PSD student, this year probably may not be the opportunity for you, but next year, definitely, yeah, get involved. And that's what we want to see. Also out there, we'll have a bunch of tents set up. So if we do have some inclement weather, hopefully we don't, Steve. Hopefully it's nice and sunny and, nice and warm, warmer than this, we hope, yes. But, we'll have some tents set up in case there is some inclement weather. We have had rain before in the past and all that, so we can get underneath the tents. But we'll still have the competition, rain or shine, no doubt about it. John Blancett and his staff, they'll be cooking hot dogs, hamburgers. We'll have music. We have a PA system introducing all of our drivers who are competing, and we're going to have a good time. That's what it comes down to.
So to make sure I understand it right, this competition, then the ones that do the best, they're going to go to the state for the Missouri 2022 State Truck Driving Championship. And each year we normally get one or two that qualify to go to the Nationals, don't we?
We do, yes. The Nationals this year in Indianapolis in August. So if you win state in your class, and there's like 8 or 9 different classes, and we can go over that once we get out here in the training pad. We're going through the competition, but you win your class, you represent Missouri at state competition, and that's where the big dogs come. We got winners from all states, and last year we were fortunate enough, or I shouldn't say last year, because the last couple of years we haven't had the truck driving championships because of COVID, but back in 2019, Scott Fisher, he went to Nationals. He represented flatbed for the state of Missouri. He's a driver for us. He runs out west for us. Scott ended up placing in the top 5, which is really remarkable in Missouri, or representing Missouri in the Nationals. So got up on stage amongst all was well over 1,000 people there, and got recognized. Prime did too, for having one of the top 5 drivers in the United States in flatbed. So, and hopefully Scott comes back this year, right, Stan? That's right. We're going to get Scott back here, and he won't be able to compete in flatbed, but obviously he'll have to pick a different class, but he'll do fine. He's a great driver for us and a great trainer on top of that. So,
it's nice that we're starting to have our events back again, and it's really part of the Prime culture. And for 2 years, we really couldn't have them. We just couldn't put that many folks together. This week, we had a Million Mile dinner on Monday. To honor our honorees for the last 2 years that have achieved 1 million safe miles, and our last year honorees for our 2, 3, and 4 million safe mile drivers. We really enjoy those banquets. It's a great time to recognize some of our safest drivers. As Dave mentioned, Monday's the Highway Diamonds, got a truck driving championship coming up. We've got a number of different events coming up, and I really think we're going to get back to that we've really missed. And we were talking the other day, and we realized we have drivers that have been with us 1 and 2 years that really haven't had the opportunity to go to a Prime holiday party that we have here in Springfield. We have them in Salt Lake City. We have them in Pittston. We have them somewhat around the country at some of our other facilities that are out there, that we have enough folks. And it's just going to be good to get back to that, because it gives you the opportunity to talk with folks informally, to have conversations, sit with your fleet manager, sit with the safety department, whoever you like, and just enjoy the evening. And we're just so glad that we're back, that we've kind of put COVID in the rearview mirror, as Steve likes to say. And I hope that stays that way. And I think it probably will. I think we're back, and we're really, really looking to get going with these events again.
Good stuff. So let's look at some safety numbers this week, Steve. 135 total inspections, 91 were clean, so 67% clean rate. Good job. Good high number again. One thing we probably need to work on a little bit, and Dennis did the inspections for us. Usually the way it works in our safety department, Steve gets all the inspections. He goes through them first, and then it gets sent to one of us safety supervisors. So Bill, Dennis, or myself, and we have to sign off on them and stamp them and send them back to the states if there's any violations. So Dennis mentioned this past week, parking seems to be a little bit of an issue. Talking parking is illegal parking. If you pull into a rest area or something that says no parking, you're not supposed to park there. And I understand sometimes when you get tired out on the road, you're just looking for a place to park. And we get that 100%. We don't want you going down the road tired, never be driving tired. So sometimes you may take that parking violation, but just remember, if it says no parking, if you just stop and go to the bathroom, you can't park there. And one thing you got to remember too is if they stop you for that and they're waiting for you to come back out of the rest area and you're in a no parking spot, that's the beginning of an inspection. So what else are they going to find? And that's what they're thinking too. Well, if you're parking illegally, what else am I going to find on this truck? So you're already behind the 8 ball. We got one violation, and then let's see what else we can gather up. So just to, I know many of you don't do it on purpose, but it is what it is. If it's no parking, it's no parking. So try to stay away from that. Also too, if you're parking at a customer's location or a Walmart or something, or a private business, make sure you get their okay to park your truck there. Just don't assume that there's another truck there that, hey, I can park there too as well. Go and talk to a manager, say, hey, do you mind if I park my truck here? I might be here maybe for a day or two. If you're on home time, maybe a couple of days. Make sure your fleet manager is aware too as well what's going on so they can give their okay. Our equipment is extremely important, and trucks and trailers are hard to come by, and so take care of it. Make sure you get authorization, and make sure you keep an eye on it. It doesn't hurt to go back. If you're on home time, go back every day just to check on it, make sure everything looks good, nobody's messing around with it. So, but you have anything to add on that one?
Go ahead, Dave.
All right.
Great.
Tell you what, we want to have a little bit of fun this morning. We haven't done this in a while. We're going to show us a couple videos on preventability, preventable or not preventable. So what I need a volunteer. Who would like to come on up here? Promise Steve and I, we do not bite. Come on.
Maybe you got a gift for him too?
We do have a gift. Yeah, we got a couple things over here. So you guys are going to come walk away with something, right or wrong. Come on. Here we go. We got a gentleman coming up here. Good deal. How you doing this morning?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good deal. Doing good. What's your name, sir?
Taylor.
Taylor? What division you run in?
Reefer.
How long you been in Prime?
1 year.
1 year. What do you think so far?
Love it.
Good call. Where are you from?
Georgia.
Georgia. You a Falcons fan?
No.
Okay. Bulldogs fan?
No.
No, not really. Okay, well, that's okay. That's cool, man. So I tell you what, we're going to show a video here, preventable or not preventable. Now, preventability, the way we look at it in safety, did the driver do everything reasonable to prevent that accident from occurring?
Okay.
Not possible, but did he do everything reasonable? So go ahead, Brianne, pull the first one up if you would. Sit here and watch it.
It's a sunny, chilly morning, and tractor-trailer driver John Doe arrives at a grocery store with a shipment of produce. Workers at the store raise an overhead door, and Doe backs his vehicle to the loading dock. While Doe's trailer is completely undercover, about half of his tractor is parked beyond the building. Doe goes into the store for some supplies, so he isn't around when the overhead door is partially lowered, just above the level of the tractor's roof to help keep heat in the dock area. Doe returns and gets ready to leave, but his tractor crashes into the overhead door. Was this preventable or not?
What do you think there, Taylor? Preventable or not?
Yes.
Why is that? Why would you say that?
He could have talked to the shipper about actually making sure how it was properly located. He could have quite possibly dropped the trailer, ran out basically, parked in the front, and then talked to the shipper when the load was done, hooked back up to the trailer.
Gotcha. All right, let's see. Go ahead, Brianne.
The National Safety Council ruled it was preventable. Doe should have checked his clearances before attempting to leave the dock.
Or what you said, Taylor, good point. See if you could drop the trailer in there and pull out, and then they could close the door.
Right.
Yeah, good point. So here you go, man. I don't know what size gloves you wear. I got you an extra large.
Okay.
There's also a little gift certificate there to Red Roof Inn. You get a free night there too as well. So
All right.
appreciate you coming up, man. Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Taylor.
All right, who wants to be the next one? See, it's really not that hard. Somebody back, come on up. That'll work. Who do we have this morning?
Name's Joe.
Joe. Okay, Joseph. Oh, I got you. I'm a little slow. I'm sorry. Where are you from, Joseph?
Originally from Memphis, but I live in Minnesota now.
Minnesota. Want to get colder, did you? Like ice fishing?
I've done it, but no.
No? Okay, gotcha. So how long you been at Prime?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. What do you think?
I love it.
Good
I
deal.
drive with my wife.
Good for you. Reefer Division?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, thank you for what you do. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So same thing. We're going to watch a different video, though. We're going to throw you off a little bit. So here we go.
It's a rainy day, and tractor-trailer driver John Doe is traveling north on a two-lane highway. Even though the posted speed limit is 55 miles per hour, Doe's keeping his accelerator at 45 to give him extra time to react to anything that might happen. He's approaching a sharp curve in the highway when he sees a car enter the southbound lane from a side road. Suddenly, a southbound pickup truck speeds from around the sharp curve and is about to rear end the car that just pulled out in front of it. The pickup tries to avoid hitting the car and slams on the brakes, but it spins out of control on the wet road and slides into Doe's path. Doe tries to stop his truck, but he also starts sliding on the slick surface, and his truck collides with the pickup. Was this accident preventable or not?
What do you think, Joe?
I think it's preventable.
Why is that?
I would have slowed down a little more than the speed he was going.
Okay, we'll see what they say. Go ahead, Brianne.
The National Safety Council ruled it was non-preventable. Joe
Okay.
was traveling at a safe speed for the rainy conditions and had immediately applied his brakes and tried to avoid the collision.
All right, well, good try, man. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least he was slowing down. That's the main thing. When you're in inclement weather like that, slow down, and that makes a big difference, no doubt. There you go, Joe. Got you a glove. And by the way, if these gloves don't fit, just stop on down to the company store. They'll get the size that will fit you. So same thing. Thank you. Last one. Yeah, give him a round of applause. Good job coming up here. Appreciate it. One more. How about it? You want to come up? Come on up. What's your name, sir?
Ray,
Ray?
Yes.
Where are you from?
Georgia.
Another Georgia. Man, we must do a lot of recruiting in Georgia. Now, you a Falcons fan, Bulldogs fan?
Yeah.
Oh, you're okay. There we go. There we go. Both. All right. Good deal. How long you been prime?
2 weeks. 1 week.
2 weeks. So you're still out training.
Yes.
What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah.
Like it a lot.
What division you in?
Flatbed.
Awesome. Ooh, throwing chains and straps. Yeah, it looks like you could do pretty well at that. That's good, man. Nice, healthy guy, young guy. That's a good job for you, no doubt. Well, thank you for doing what you do here, and hopefully your train continues going on just well. So one more. Let's go one more. This one will be a little bit different.
Joe was northbound with an empty intermodal container in tow. After a sudden burst of gusty crosswinds, Doe pulls into the right lane and decelerates to 30 miles per hour from the posted speed limit of 55. Out of nowhere, a 70-mile-per-hour gust flips the truck on its side. Was this preventable or not?
What do you think?
Not preventable.
There you go. Why would you say that?
He slowed down and got over.
There you go. Go ahead, Brian.
According to a National Safety Council ruling, Doe took every reasonable precaution. Even a dead stop probably wouldn't have helped.
Congratulations. Good job. Thank you for doing what you do. Yeah. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And once again, I think those gloves may be a little small for your hand, but yeah, just stop down to the company store. They'll get the right size for you. You can try them on. So good deal. Thank you for all the volunteers up here this morning. I didn't turn out too bad.
No. Let me just get one takeaway on each one while I can still remember them. You know, that one that was in the loading dock, just always the importance of walking around your truck before you start driving, whether you go in to make that quick bathroom break Dave talked about. I know the one thing that I never, ever took a shortcut on was always doing a tug test. When I was away from my truck and I come back to the truck, always do a tug test. Take a second to go under there, make sure those jaws are closed, because there's nothing more embarrassing than dropping a trailer in a parking lot with all the other trucks right there. The one with the pickup out of control, the thing that kind of, I thought about on that one is how important it is not to be distracted when you're driving out there. The driver was already going below the speed limit, but let's make sure we're not distracted. I think we've got National Distracted Driving Week coming up soon, and it's an epidemic out there, particularly with the four-wheelers. So please stay focused in that truck. Stay focused on what you're doing. And that last one right there, that hits kind of close to home. These winds, we used to see the winds out, primarily in Wyoming in the winter on I-80, but they've moved eastward now through Iowa and in Illinois and Minnesota. We're seeing these winds everywhere, and it's a tough call to make. And we always get the question, well, when should I pull over? When should I park with the winds? They're saying it's dangerous for large profile vehicles or lightweight vehicles. I think my guidance to you is if you feel that truck, if you're having some control that you're not doing, that it's being pushed from side to side, please go ahead and park. The winds will pass. They'll always pass. And it is a challenge out there. And as the video showed, we will normally mark those as non-preventable too. We know that every time the wind starts to blow, it's not logical to park your truck. And sometimes, as in that example, they literally do come out of nowhere. And good reason to be wearing your seatbelt, be familiar with your surroundings. But we do need to be cognizant of the wind out there. I thought those were three good examples, Dave.
Especially the wind the last couple of days here. Even today, they're talking high winds and throughout the Midwest. So yeah, be careful out there. And like Steve said, you're better, if you're questioning it yourself, probably should just park it and get a hold of your fleet manager. Always stay in communication with operations on what you're doing. And heck, they'll take care of the customers. They'll handle that. We'll handle that in-house, but we just need you safe and the freight safe. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right. So we go to our first speaker.
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
Okay. A lot of you are probably familiar with sleep apnea. I won't call it an epidemic, but there are a lot of people in the country that really need help with their sleep. And truck drivers are a big group of that have been tested, and it's been determined by a sleep doctor that they have sleep apnea. Basically, they stop breathing while they're sleeping, and that's a real serious health condition. I think it was about maybe 15 years ago, give or take, that we first started our sleep program here. And we had a vendor that came in and kind of got it going, but we needed to take it to another level. And that's when we got Heather, who runs Cardinal Sleep here. It's right downstairs in the basement next to Trinity Health. And I asked her to come speak today. And there's one topic in particular, but certainly if you have any questions about our sleep program or how they monitor you, this is a great time to ask Heather. And if you don't want to ask in front of the group, I'm sure we can get her to hang around after the meeting. So go ahead, Heather. It's good to have you here.
Good morning. Well, I'm going to talk about sleep apnea, which is what I always talk about. But and I think Amber is out in Salt Lake City as well, so she'll be there to answer questions, and she's also hopefully got a mic. Basically, though, if you don't know anything about the program, we have services here at the terminal and also in Salt Lake City. We have sleep lab. We can do the studies here on site. We have contracted the Cox physicians here locally. They're fantastic. We get your results back within 24 hours and then get you taken care of and back on the road. That's the biggest, benefit of having things on site is that it's catered to transportation, and so we can get you taken care of and back on the road. Which that's one thing I love about Prime is that if you need something, they try to get it on site as quick as possible so that you have the option of getting taken care of right here. So we do sleep studies, we dispense equipment, we have all the resupply products. We can ship those as well to your home or to other terminals. To a truck stop if you're stuck somewhere without a mask or your dog chewed yours up, that does happen. But basically we're here for you to get you taken care of. I sometimes in transportation, the original, idea of treating sleep apnea gets a little lost because it's a little more, managed. But the big thing is your health. So I brought these little blue sheets with me. They have this little guy on the blue sheet he has sleep apnea and he is not treating it. So I'm going to have these sitting up here, but the percentages on this is the increased risk factor, the increased risk percentage that you have of these things happening. If you're somebody that has sleep apnea and you're just leaving it untreated, you're 90% more likely to have a stroke than someone who's treating it. 58% more likely to have cardiac arrhythmia. So it's really important that if you are somebody who has it, that you treat it and you take care of it and manage it. If you're not, if you haven't been tested, definitely look into getting tested. I hear all the time, well, I don't have any signs, I don't have any symptoms. That's when you want to catch it. That's when you want to catch everything before you have any secondary effects from it. So we do manage compliance. Right now, the last couple of years have been pretty hard on the durable medical equipment company, the same way that they have been on every other industry. So we've had a shortage of machines. We've had a recall on some things. And so we've had a big couple of years. So there's several different devices out there that we're managing. And one of the newest ones is the Resvent device. And we're typically so used to the cellular devices that we've always had. This one's different. It works off Wi-Fi. And so if you're somebody that's on one of those devices, it's going to be a little different than typically. We go through that with you when you're dispensed. We have had people come in on them now because they're being widely used. So if you're having issues with that, definitely give us a call and get with us. We have lots of drivers that are doing fantastic and manage them awesome. And so we're taking all the tips from them and we're going to help you out and apply those to you.
So when you're talking having issues, we're talking primarily about transmitting the data? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Can you kind of go through a little how we use the internet for that, Heather?
Yeah. So, typically the older models are, the ones in the last 5 years, they have bounced off cell phone towers to provide the signal to us to provide the data. The new devices that we have are using Wi-Fi. And, it's a little different. You have to connect to Wi-Fi. Everybody if you're using your hotspot, it's working great. You just hit connect on the machine and it will connect to your hotspot and send the data. Some people are having trouble, and I think it's because typically all they've heard and everyone they've talked to has had the cellular data. So it is different, but we're here to help you. It's definitely manageable, and we have drivers that are doing an awesome job with it, and it just takes a minute when you're done with your sleep session. The machines all have to be plugged in, whether they're using cellular or Wi-Fi, either way. So they all have to be plugged in order for that data to transmit. That's something that's important. Make sure that you at least leave them plugged in for 10 minutes or so after you're done with your sleep session. But it's something, that's different. So, maybe your trainer or your co-driver or somebody that's been dealing with, sleep apnea for years is not going to be able to give you the advice that we can. So definitely give us a call so that we can help you out with that. We don't want to make it harder. We just want to make it easier.
For our new folks, Heather, could you kind of step back for a minute and talk about, they go for a physical, maybe the examiner flags them for a sleep study, and then kind of what's going to happen and how that process works?
Yeah, so definitely if you're somebody that's been flagged for a sleep study, you want to make sure that you give us a call. You can schedule here in Springfield, or you can schedule in Salt Lake City. The amenities out there are awesome. They're brand new and they're beautiful. So we want to utilize those as well. Call the lab, make an appointment. Here in Springfield, you're going to see Trinity Medical Clinic. And they're going to provide the order for the sleep study so that we can get you taken care of, and also finish up your physical when it's done. In Salt Lake City, Amber, the manager out there, she has got a clinic there that's close by that they're working with that will do the same thing. So you will see them first, get your order, come in, fill out your paperwork at the lab, and then have your sleep study that night. The next morning when you're done, we'll send all that information to the physicians, and they will get the results back to us by the end of the day so that we can get you taken care of and back out by the end of the day.
Sleep apnea is nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to be afraid of. It is a common condition out there. Sometimes it's just the makeup of your throat, the way your body is. Sometimes it's the size of your body. Sometimes it's just hereditary, I think.
Absolutely.
That you just end up with it. And it's so important that we get it treated. I think the program that Heather has put in place here is the best in the industry. And let me tell you, this is not a moneymaker for Prime. This is not a scam. If everyone tested negative, we'd be ecstatic, but that's not going to happen. We're going to have people that have sleep apnea. So we have a program in place to get you the treatment. We need you healthy. Your family needs you healthy. So please utilize the services of Heather, of Trinity Health, of Amber in Salt Lake City. And, I guarantee you it will extend your life and make your quality of life better having that treated.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what I would have said.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we have any questions for Heather on sleep apnea? And again, if you don't want to bring them up in the meeting, certainly she'll hang around. Yes, got a couple back there, Keith. Yes, they're located downstairs right next to Trinity Health.
Hi, my name's Anthony, and I wanted to share an experience with you guys as far as sleep apnea is concerned. I'm a trainer here for Prime. I've been here for about 2 years, and I have severe sleep apnea, and I didn't know I had it. So my trainee trainee was the one who brought it to my attention. So if you're a driver out there and you know that you have sleep apnea, because when you fall asleep, you're waking up every 30 minutes, every hour, every 2 hours. You can't get a good 6-7 hour sleep because you wake up because you can't breathe. You're gasping for breath. You have it. You might think that, well, I'm just sleeping at a bad angle, but if you're sleeping every single night and you can't get a good at least 4 hours without waking up, you probably have sleep apnea. And my trainee brought it to my attention while I was sleeping, and she's like, "Man, you're getting up I hear you choking every hour, 2 hours while you're sleeping." And I'm like, "No, I don't have sleep apnea. I mean, I'm fit, I'm skinny. I don't. Those are the mentality of people. Everybody has sleep apnea. They're big guys, or that's not true. If you're going to sleep and you're having problems keeping that deep sleep, It makes a difference. The machine is the best thing that I did in my life. I sleep, and I'm not kidding when I tell you I sleep 6 to 10 hours. You know, if I put that thing on my home time, I sleep with it every single night, and I am constantly asleep. I don't wake up at all. And I've had sleep apnea all my life, ever since I was a kid. I can remember gasping for air, not being able to breathe when I wake up. So I'm just telling you, if that happens to you, if those are some symptoms that you're seeing, like you can't sleep for 30, 45 minutes to an hour, 2 or 3 hours, you're waking up, I'd make an appointment to get a study done.
That's a great message because I was in the same boat as you are. Same thing, no doubt.
Yeah.
Great message. Heather,
Yeah.
one question we did have, if they come in for a test and they're negative,
Mhm.
is there any cost to the driver if
No.
they're negative?
No, if they are a true negative, there's no sign of, sleep apnea at all, then Prime, they have paid for your study for you. So, which I think is awesome. You cannot go negotiate a private pay cost and based on, whether or not you have it. So I think that's awesome that they do that for you. They recognize that, you may not have gone and seeked it out, so I think that's awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
Was there another question, Keith? Nope, I guess not. Okay. Anything else for Heather before we let her go? We always appreciate you having here, Heather. I deal with Heather every day. I don't want to embarrass her up here, but let me tell you, no one cares more about our drivers, our operators than Heather does. Sometimes sleep apnea there can be some challenging conversations. No, I don't have sleep apnea. I don't need that. Just say, listen to what Anthony said back there. We're trying to do is make sure you're as healthy as possible. And we happen to have the best person in the country running our program here. So thanks, Heather. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much. I'll be around and I've got these if anybody needs them.
Super. You ready, Matthew?
Oh man, it's that time of year,
It
Steve.
is, Dave. Next Friday is April 15th. Tax season. Oh boy, here we go.
I guess we'll give you the mic.
Now, we're very fortunate that upstairs we have what we call Abacus, Abacus Accounting, Abacus Financial Services, Abacus CPAs, and we're just super fortunate to have them here. They're not the only people in the world that do taxes, but certainly they're an option for you. If you want professional help, if you want someone to help you with your taxes, we've got an option for you here. So we've got Matthew and Terry today, and I'm going to turn it over to them.
Hey, everybody. Who is it? And I haven't met very many, but let me know in here who loves to pay taxes. This is your favorite time of year. Come on, everybody. All right. No, most usually it's not for everybody. Most people get very anxious about it. Quite a few people get very mad about it because you want to hold on to that money because you earned it, right? So we need to pay our fair share, but we don't want to pay more than that. So especially for you all new ones here, what's your plan for next year? Okay, your plan, and are you prepared for it? So your plan for now, for everybody, is you came here because you want to make as much money as you possibly can, right? That was your plan, right? Absolutely. Good choice. Your plan, you've started well. Now, are you prepared? What are you going to do now that you're going to make all this money? What are you going to do? Are you prepared for that? Are you thinking about those expenses? What's ordinary and necessary for this industry? Do you know that? You need to find that out. Talk to your CPA, talk to your accountant, find out what those ordinary and necessary expenses are. Do you have a savings? There will be things that come up that you're not prepared for unless you do prepare for them. Repairs, all of those things like that, okay? Make sure that you are prepared for it. Retirement, are you thinking about that? Should be, okay? Because you're making all that money now, but will you later? Prepare for those things, okay? So that's what we're here for. Come see us upstairs. I'm going to let Matt talk about a few important dates and some other things that we do, but I just wanted to make sure that you all had a plan and that you're prepared.
Thank you, Terry. So speaking of those important dates, we do have April 18th coming up. It's coming up quick. So for everybody out there, make sure if you're not already working on that with your tax professional CPA, get an extension in. Make sure you get ready for that. Now that extension, as a note, extends the filing deadline. So that's going to push that back to October 17th this year. That does not extend the payment deadline. So lease operators out there, if you know you're going to owe a balance, try to get a payment in before April 18th, even if you can't file. What that's going to do, minimize that balance owed, minimize that underpayment penalty, any other potential associated penalties with that. So that is critical. Now, great note with the expenses. CPAP was a perfect example with Cardinal. That is a great one, lease operators to take advantage of. Parts, maintenance, equipment, the machine itself, all of that is a ordinary and necessary expense for your business, for yourself. So be sure to track that. As a side note, I was thinking about tax documents earlier. Last week, they were talking about the Prime app. Great thing on the Prime app. If you're working with a lender, if you're working with your tax professional at home, wherever you may need your tax documents, you can get that directly from the Prime portal. So go through that app, go to my portal, tax documents. You will have a record for as long as you have worked here. You'll have those tax documents deposited in there. Another great thing to take advantage of. So, like extension, April 18th, make sure you get that taken care of. That's a big one. That's a big one. For everybody upgrading, if you haven't seen me before, if you've gone through that lease upgrade, you've probably seen me in tax class, heard me talk for an hour, maybe a little longer. Trainers out there, I do the trainer course on Tuesday mornings as well. Everybody else, get out there and train. Get that boost in revenue. It's a pretty good deal. And I'll leave you with this. With estimated taxes, you're going to hear me get on my soapbox about these. Throughout the year, lease operators, try to get those payments in. It's a great way to make sure that what you're paying in taxes is matching your cash flow. You have a blockbuster quarter, guess what? Your payment's going to match that. You take some time off or something goes on, trucks goes down, guess what? Tax bill's going to follow that as well. It's a great way to really make those tax payments hurt less. And then last thing I'll leave you with here, the way I keep myself saying, if I'm paying taxes, I'm making money. Doesn't make it any more fun, but it means I'm making money. So just to try to put a positive spin on it. And,
Go ahead.
oh, just going to say, was there any questions out there regarding the tax deadlines coming up, filings?
I will let you all know if you are a company driver, a W-2 driver, and usually, and if you get a refund back, 2018, if you have not filed your tax return for 2018, and I know you're thinking who hadn't filed their tax return. Well, there's probably quite a few people because the IRS came out last week and said that they project $1.5 billion, that's a B, billion dollars in refunds that have not been collected for 2018. So if you've not filed for 2018, you have until April 18th to do that, or you lose any refund that you would have gotten if you had filed. Just want to make you all aware of that.
Terry, I've heard this and I want to make sure I understand it right. Hypothetically, maybe we've got a lease operator doing a bang up job out there. We'll say he's running team and you know, he's grossing $400,000 a year and he hasn't filed taxes. The IRS catches up with him. What are they going to base the tax bill on? Because he's got expenses, but
well, that's a good thing. He's got expenses. Does the IRS know that? No, because you haven't filed yet. So if you have that kind of revenue and you have not filed your tax return, guess what the IRS is going to do? They have that 1099, so they know how much you made. They're going to file a return on your behalf and start your payments and penalties right then. So if you've not filed, your tax liability is on that high number, that 400,000 that he was talking about. We all know that that's not accurate. You've got fuel, you've got lease payments, you've got on and on and on that's going to lower that tax liability. IRS doesn't know that until you file.
thanks, Terry. And, you know, Terry mentioned the 1099. We're required by law to report your earnings, and we do every year. Please, if you've gotten behind on taxes or you weren't sure what to do, it's a good time now to get that straight, to come clean, because eventually they're going to catch up with you. The IRS is, and I just hate to see it, that someone ends up with a tax bill of, you know, $100,000 or $150,000. And then you go to Abacus and they start working on it, and it's painful and it's time consuming and it costs you money. So, you know, I'm with Matthew. You know, I hate paying taxes, but like he said, if I'm paying taxes, I'm making money. So that's a good thing. That's a good way to look at it. So please do the responsible thing with taxes. We've got a great opportunity upstairs with Abacus. As I said at the beginning, you don't need to use them. You don't need to use anyone, but this is a great resource. They know trucking. We've been associated with Abacus for a long time, and we know they do things right. So I'll thank you, Terry. Thank you, Matthew. It's good to have you up here. Stan?
Yeah, Stan Kasterke, come on up here, buddy. Talk about coming out of the blue, right? We just threw a left punch at you.
That's all good.
Threw you a
Anytime I
curveball.
can be up here with you, Dave, it's a good day.
There you go, man. So what's going on with our training program?
Good morning, everyone. It's good to see everybody this morning. I hope you're doing well. Excuse me. So June 2nd is our instructors and trainers banquet. This year, we're going to do it just a little bit different. We're going to have a grand celebration. You know, we're getting back into it. COVID's in the rearview mirror. We're making things happen here. We're going to have be sending an invitation out to all instructors and trainers this year instead of just recognizing a smaller group. That's going to be June 2nd. So those of you who are instructors or trainers, active instructors or trainers, you'll be seeing an invitation coming out within the next few weeks on that, okay? Thank you for all you do. You know, Dave was talking about the TDC, the Truck Driving Championships, the state championships. Those are always a great time. Even if you're in town and you're not competing, Branson, Missouri, we're going to be down at the convention center down there. It's great just to come down there and see what it's all about. You know, we like to have those attendees down there, but you just kind of see the inner workings of how the state runs that championship or the competition, and then it kind of gives you an idea of the nationals there as well.
Matter of fact, Stan, we got Darren coming down from Kansas City, Darren Beard. He sets up the course for the state, so he's going to come down for our company, help us set that up to work with George and you guys setting that up. So yeah, so you'll get a little taste of what the state competition is with Darren's little twists on his problems, but you know, we make sure everybody can do them. I mean, obviously we run trucks through ourselves, and Stan and I can do the problem. You guys can do it too as well. So our limited driving in the past 15 years, you know, so yeah, no doubt.
Well, and you know, kind of along that line, on that day, on the 22nd of this month, you're going to notice a lot of activity on the north end of the training pad. We shut half of the pad down to get ready for the competition for that day. If we see you kind of standing up there looking to see what's going on, we're probably going to say, go away. It's not that we don't want you there. We just don't want you there right now. You can come over later on that afternoon. So to those of you who are just joining Prime, thank you for choosing Prime. You know, I had an opportunity to talk to you all yesterday, or most of you, not all of you, but we'll talk a little later today as well. I truly appreciate your trust in us. And I promise you every day we're going to do our very best to help you be successful through this process. So thank you for what you do, and that's all I got.
All right. Thanks, Stan. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Stan. You know, before we have our last couple speakers come up, you know, just a couple of thoughts, you know, particularly for our new folks. You know, this is a lot of information. Don't let it be overwhelming. We're going to continue to present this information to you as long as you're here. You've got a lot of support team that is counting on you being successful. We want you to be successful. We need you to be successful there. So we are in your court. So, you know, man, that was a lot. How am I going to remember all that? Don't worry. We're here with you every step of the way to help you. Matthew mentioned the app. I do just want to give a quick plug over here to Brianne and Richard. Now, if you've got the smartphone, you've got the Prime app, I know you've got it on there. If you're having trouble with it, you're not sure you have the latest version, come see Richard, come see Brianne after the meeting, and they'll get you hooked up, answer any questions that you have about the app. And finally, if you served in our armed forces, if you defended our country, would you stand so we could recognize you this morning, please? Thank you, each and every one of you. I'd like to bring up Steve Wutke, our Vice President of Sales and Marketing.
Thank you very much, Steve. Boy, it's really nice to see so many new folks joining us this week. We think you made a really great decision. It's not an easy task. It's a bit challenging, but it's worth it, believe me. My name is Steve Wutke. I'm part of our sales team here at Prime. And the truth is, it's a great time in trucking. Sales is really good. Rates continue to move. You know, the law of supply and demand is still in effect. When you can't get enough trucks, the rates move up. So we've got a great customer base. They're doing a terrific job for us, keeping us, you know, level across the board, moving rates when we need them. So things are good. It's a great opportunity to make money. I see this gentleman right here. Come up here, would you please? Yes, sir. And I apologize because I'm quite sure we have met. However, Henley, I want to just bring you up here for a moment. This guy right here. If you turn around, look at this jacket right here. This is a 2 million mile driver right here, accident free. Now, and I can also see he's an instructor for us. So he's giving back to the industry, trying to make our company better, make his profession better. Man, that's what we're all about. We're about people, just like Henley, that want to be the very best in what we do across all of our disciplines, whether it is in-house, whether it is in the shop, whether it's on the road. We have a brand, don't we?
We do. We do. This is my 21st year here with Prime. A story for Robert later on. Something that he's inspired me to do. I came here, and for those of you that are new, you're taking a chance. You made the best decision. This company, I had never planned on staying here this long, to be honest with you. Why would I go anywhere else? We're the best and we know it. That's simple. We're the best. We know it. But I've been here a long time now, and this has been very rewarding for me to do this, and it will be for you if you apply yourself. You give it all you got, this is the best place for you. I was dead broke when I came here 21 years ago. And I'm not saying this to brag or anything. I'm saying this to motivate somebody who may be sitting out here in the same position. I was dead broke when I came here. I'm not now.
You got a tax problem, don't you? You probably got a tax problem, don't you?
I've done very well here. I've made a lot of money here. Now I'm getting ready to take it to the next level. And I'll tell Robert about that later on, but I'm in a pretty good position right now.
That's terrific, Jimmy. I appreciate you coming up here. Appreciate all you do for our company. I'll grab this and thank you. Now, see, that could have broken bad on me. He could have said a lot of crazy stuff, but instead he told the truth. And that's really the way we are. We're very transparent. Joe, who came up here and was talking about this accident preventability, see, I say he represents most operators, and that is we are generally harder on ourselves than, the truth might be. So we expect perfection, and it's a challenge. We know that. So for all of you new folks, I would say this is a really tough business you're getting into. And if you like to party a lot, you're probably in the wrong place. Because when you get behind that wheel, you got to be ready to roll. You got to be dead on focused. You got to be ready. You got to be on your A game, and you got to defend yourself just about every mile. Because there's going to be some crazy body try to wreck you. A four-wheeler doing stupid stuff. So you always got to defend yourself and be ready to protect yourself, okay? I mean, seriously, I hope you've thought this over. This is a huge decision in your life. It will be a good decision if you're committed. But if you're uncertain, and like I say, if this lifestyle doesn't suit you, it's going to be frustrating. So I thank you for your confidence in our company. You've heard a lot of different people speaking today. And man, we're all about people. We know that healthy drivers are safer drivers. We know that happy drivers are safer drivers. We know we're not perfect. We know that we get better when we listen to our driver base, our customer base. To that end, we have driver advisory boards. We pick drivers to come in from reefer, tanker, flatbed, and we talk about what would make us better. Where are we missing a pitch? We do the same with our customer advisory board. We'll have about 30 of our very best customers here in a couple weeks down at Big Cedar Lodge. And we'll be talking to them about how can we be a better partner for you as a shipper. So we try to uncover all of these failings that we have, and then we try to address them. And we're not afraid to say we're not perfect. These meetings are really good for us. We can communicate with everybody. We'll take questions, no holds barred. Again, we thank you. We hope you understand our culture, which is very strong family. So you all, I hope, have come here with a dream of some sort. Maybe it's a dream to be a company driver. Maybe it's a dream to be an owner operator. Maybe it's a dream to drive in flatbed, food grade tanker. Maybe it's intermodal that's on your mind and doing local stuff. Maybe you want to be a regional operator. We have all this offering. Maybe you want to run with your wife and run team across the network. We have all of this available. We're not one-dimensional. Yes, we want to get better, and getting the best people makes us better. So we thank you. You know, we have a guy here that had a dream about 52 years ago, and honestly, he started with one truck, just like maybe your dream is. So Robert Lowe, would you come up here, please? Man, you going for a job interview. You're not leaving us. You're not interviewing somewhere, are you?
If you're not very smart, you're not very good looking, then you got to dress up a little bit. You see, kind of compensate for it.
I got it.
I got one question for you. Now, on this partying deal, can we party once in a while as long as we're not driving?
I'm going to answer that quite honestly. Absolutely, you can.
Okay.
But you just got to be ready to go when your driving situation comes up. And, but yes, and you threw a good 1,000,000-mile party just last week, and you're going to throw another one this Monday.
Yeah.
With our Highway Diamonds.
So yeah, looking forward to that.
So
our female drivers are special. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate each one of you. Yeah. Give them a hand because they are special. DeSova, stand up back there. She just came from representing the trucking industry and our company in Washington, D.C. She was the star of the show, from what I understand. You can get her off to the side and get the play-by-play. I'm sure it was fabulous. She always does a great job, and we have a lot of drivers she's the best of the best. We have a lot of great female drivers
that girl is special, though.
Oh, she's special. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We have a lot of special folks here, and we appreciate every one of them. To our new drivers, thank you. Thanks for trying us. You're family now. Don't try to run off. Otherwise, I'm going to have to come looking for you and fetch you back. Our folks have been around here a while. Thank you, because you've built a heck of a company here. We're doing a heck of a job out there in the marketplace. You know, Steve gets all the credit, but you know who really does the work is you all. You know what I'm saying? You all do the work, make the sacrifices. With his time away from home, those long hours, everything you do out there is very much appreciated, and you're doing it very, very well.
I'll say this, 39 years, I've yet to deliver one on time. I'm not afraid to admit it, but I know you all do it every day, and we thank you. Cannot thank you enough.
Steve's been around here 39 years. I don't know if he's going to make 40 or not, but he's been here 39. Okay, folks, it's good to see you. I appreciate what you do. God bless each of you, and please be safe out there.
Be safe. Thank you.
So for those of you who are here, today's your first day. We're going to meet over in this side over here, okay? We're going to do a tour of the facility here in a little bit. Just meet over there in that room over there.